This started as a simple way to organize my Sims 3 legacy, but it turned into something bigger, an entire creative archive. Now I can scroll through generations like a gallery, everything connects. It's calm, cohesive, and honestly makes my gameplay feel intentional. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed keeping up with your Sims, their families, traits, or storylines, this is your sign to fix that. I'm giving you the full template I use, completely free, and it only takes a few minutes to set up. Quick shout out to the Siren Sims. She's the one who told me to try Notion, and that's what pushed me to build this whole system. Thank you, girl. Before we start, here's what you'll need: a free Notion account, your Sims screenshots, or create a Sim portraits. And if you want the pretty gallery look, the portrait PSD I made just for this template. That's literally it. The setup is super quick. Okay, let's start with your Sims photos. This is what's gonna make the gallery look clean and connected. The first method I'm going to show y'all is in game, and then the next method is going to be in Create a Sim. We're going to be using Anastasia Burnham. She's a Sim I made a while back. I did update her to fit my style now, so she's going to be looking totally different from how she looked when I first made her on my YouTube channel. She is in my Create a Sim playlist, but this version is way better, and you're likely to get everything that she has on, because when I downloaded that file back to my new computer, it turns out she's a household file and not a Sim file. So that's why people couldn't get her stuff. I'm going to use my shortcuts mod to grab her. So for me, all I have to do is click O. So now that we've teleported her, can we post from list now? Okay, cool. All right, so we just want to get like a nice simple portrait of her. And now that we have her posed up, I'm going to go ahead and move her to fit the front lighting. Now, this method that I'm doing now is going to take a bit more than going and Create a Sim, but if y'all want to do it this way, it's totally fine. So as y'all can see, we now have Anastasia posed up, and she's ready to have her picture taken. I'm going to use my keybind for G-Shade to take the screenshot. We got a picture of her in live mode. That's basically what we're doing. I can get some extras. We've gotten her picture in live mode. Guess what's next? I'm going to show y'all the other way that I do it. So I'm going to go to NROS, Edit and Create a Sim, and we're going to load her up and Create a Sim. This method right here, as y'all can see, I have a blank blue cast background, right? And I do have the link to get the cast backgrounds in the Notion template. I'll be showing y'all that. I'll probably have shown y'all all of the stuff that's in a Notion template by now. So I want to make sure to get a nice picture of her and Create a Sim. You just want to make sure that you're zoomed up, like get a close up, like right here. You don't want to be out here. That's too much. You want to at least get as close as you can. This is too close, like right here. This is how far we can go. I'm going to go ahead and grab a screenshot of her in this position. If we go into the looks, we can get an even closer close up, like right here. That's perfect. Go ahead and hit your G-Shade or Reshade screenshot button. And then this is me assuming that you have G-Shade or Reshade. If you don't, this is not the video for that. I'm trying to get y'all going with this template, okay? Sometimes, I don't know, it tends to have nice res for some reason. I kind of like the screenshots in Create a Sim. Now here, I can get away with this picture right here. When you get right here in this angle, that's a good screenshot. Take it. That's all you got to do for screenshot and Create a Sim. It's way, quicker. You don't have to worry about trying to pose her and put her in the box and the lighting and all of that. But if you want to do that, you can. If you want to do it this way, you can. I showed you both ways that you could do it, and I'm going to show you both pictures and how they look in the template. Now that we have our screenshots, we can prepare them for the gallery database by going into our PSD pack that is within this template. All right, so I tried to reset the download. So we're going to go in here and open everything up. On the side of the layers tab, everything on this side is locked. It will not move. The only thing you have to do here is change the visibility of what you want to see on the background. And let's turn it on. Ooh, that's nice. You can really play around with this, because I basically filled the layers with a color and change the pass through over the background here. So this is the background that I created, and then all you have to do is use the color settings to change how this background will look for your gallery. So if you like this orangey look with your sim, then that's what you will have. And this will be in the lime background enable only. And then if you like the lime color, this is how lime would look for your gallery. The only thing you would need to move in this PSD file is literally your sim. And I'll just show you an example really quickly. I'm going to bring in a sim that we took a screenshot of in this video. And so I'm going to bring in this picture here. Make sure that when you're bringing in sims to click on the very top layer, the layers tab, so that way you can see your sim show up here. We're just going to drag her in, pull the picture out to fit. And then I'm going to go ahead and select the subject. This is easier for me to select the subject because all it's going to do is grab your sim. On my keyboard, I'm tapping Control, holding Control, tapping J. It's going to duplicate the sim, but remove the background. You can delete this layer that we previously had, and now you just have your sim, right? These are all the background colors you can pick from. Just turn the layer on, turn the layers off. Super simple. I added another PSD file. This is the glowing star pattern. What you're going to do is, this image size is 200 by 200, right? So I'm going to turn this off. In Photoshop, you can go to the side and select the shape, and we decided to use the star tool. So up here, you want to change the fill. I'm going to use the white, just switch it there on the side at the bottom on the left, and then you're going to change the fill color to white. What you want to do is center your cursor or precision marker, whatever you want to call it, and you just want to click and drag to pull out a star shape, and then it's going to place onto the layer. Right after you do that, click on the star 3. After you click on star 3, you're going to click on FX and then go into outer glow. This is how you get that glowing star. Now I'm going to move the size down, but you can change the color of the glow. I did like a white glow to kind of have that, I don't know how to call that effect, but I've seen it before. I've probably done it before. After you have your star on this 200 by 200 layer, or whatever shape or whatever you want to put into a pattern, you can go to Edit, which is next to File. Then you want to go down to Define Pattern. This is where you're going to name it. So right here, we're going to name it Glowing Star Pattern. Mine is going to be version 2. And then I'm going to hit OK. Now we're going to go to the Sim Gallery template. This is where you're going to place your pattern. Okay, just to start, I'm gonna just add a new layer right here. I'm gonna fill it with a color. Where's my fill? I'm gonna fill it with this color right here just to start, and then we're gonna add a new layer on top of that. We're gonna go to Edit, then click Fill or Shift F5. Click on Pattern from the Contents drop down. Then you want to go to your star pattern that you just made. Now which one of these, I don't know. We just gonna be winging it. Now you're gonna hit Script, and then we want to do, is it Brick Fill? I think it's Brick Fill. When you hit Script, it's gonna allow you to go into Brick Fill and decide how you want the stars to show up. So we can bring the scale down or up, down or up. It's gonna make more stars show up or less stars. And then spacing is where you would choose how far or how close you want the stars to be. We're going to bring the spacing out some. If we bring the spacing out, we need less. I don't want less and more space. And then offset between rows, you can change how they are offset. Color randomness, you can change how random the colors are. The brightness, and then the pattern rotate angle. This is where you will rotate the stars. And then once you're happy with that, you can press OK. You want to make sure you fill this on a blank layer. Also, you see the glow on the stars? We did that in the glowing star pattern PSD. So now the stars kind of have a glow to them. What you can do next is turn it into a screen, and now the stars look like this. But screen just kind of changes the way the stars blend to your background. What I want to do now is go into the gradients. Now I said I wasn't going to show y'all how to do all this, and I'm showing y'all how to do all this. Oh, the things I do for the internet, because I knew it was going to take a lot of time to explain this. All right, so now we set up a gradients. Y'all can hit me against the head if I'm moving too fast. I'm so sorry. But we just set up a gradient in the little thing here, and you click on the gradient thing at the top to bring this up, and then we just pull colors from the background, and I just go in here and change how dark I want one end to be and how bright I want the other end to be, and then I press OK. Now we are using linear gradient. When you use linear gradient, you're gonna start from the bottom and bring it up, and I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like this way. When you start from the bottom, bring it up, it's dark at the top and light at the bottom. If you don't like that, let's add another layer. We're gonna start from the top and drag it down. Then you get the brightness up here, the darkness at the bottom. We can turn both of them on, and then you get a whole different variation. Now let's bring this one to the top and see how that looks. Okay, we can do like, well, I kind of want this to be normal, and I think I'm gonna make the second one screen. What we're gonna do is go ahead and merge down to our plain background. Right now I have another file in here, if I'm not mistaken, or did I merge it? I think I merged it. So I'm gonna click on this layer 10. Right, I'm gonna go into my files where I keep like certain assets, and I want to grab, I think it's this bubbles. I think that's what I used. You want to pull this out, and you're going to put it over your pink background that we're just making right now. And then we're going to check it. Now this right here is looking good by itself. Not going to hold you. We're not using that. So I'm going to go ahead and rasterize the layer, and we want to change it to like luminosity. Ooh. We're going to go with luminosity. Right now I'm going to go ahead and merge this down to the background. Now we have a new background. Guess what I'm about to do? I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. This is going to kind of blur the background a bit. I want to go to Control J, filter, and then go to Gaussian blur. Kind of give like an extra edit room. All right, now we got this pink background, right, with stars and bubbles. This is how the background looks now that I just showed y'all how to do what I just did out here. Y'all don't even have to do all that, but I showed you how I made what I made, right? So let me go ahead and select all of these, and we're just gonna merge these layers together. And then I'm just gonna put this to the very bottom here, just because, you know, we're gonna save it just because. So we got this one right here. I'm gonna just make this version 2 or volume 2, and then we're gonna hit OK. And now this has been exported to our folder for the assets. We now have this template inside of Notion. The thing is, you don't even have to grab the whole thing. Let me go into Notion really quick and grab another link, right? All you gotta do, you don't even gotta, you can just grab the links and resources here without downloading the whole dashboard if you don't want the whole dashboard. If you just want the gallery database, all you gotta do is click on the database, right? And then duplicate, and it should load into Notion right here. We just got only the family gallery database. Now that we have the family gallery database, we can go ahead and start using the sim gallery template. So we're just gonna click on this template right here. The page is already added. All you have to do is just change what is inside of this template, right? So I'm gonna go ahead where it says sim gallery template. We can add the name of our sim. Now the thing with this, y'all are not going to do what I do exactly, because you're going to be putting in your sim for this. So after you put her name, if you have a legacy line, this will just be simple personality or catchphrase for your sim. Why? Because it's going to show up right underneath her name. Now for the file choice, we're going to choose a file. Let's go ahead and go to the folder that we made for this video. We have two choices: Photopia Portrait, and this is how it looks on the gallery. Look at that, it's so gorgeous, y'all. That's the one from Photopia. Now we can take it out. I'm gonna just delete it, right? And then I'm gonna choose the one from Photoshop. Oh my goodness, look at that. Now this one, I think it's a bit sharper. How many times did I sharpen that picture? Okay, now we're going to move down to the somology. We're going to start with the age. Right here, you get a drop down list. I made sure to put a drop down of like the in game ages. If you want to add a custom age, you can add a property and change it up, or you can change this property up to fit your needs. But for the sake of the template, and that I do anticipate a large amount of you will be wanting to download this template. Some people may want to drop down. It's much easier to have a drop down setup than to have to set up the drop down, right? So I set the drop down choices for you all. Some of these you will have to set up yourself, like with the worlds. I put placeholder worlds. If you do use these worlds, then they will be here. But if you use other worlds, all you have to do is just type that world in, for example, in Arbor, and then it will add. Now when it comes to the worlds, I did multi-select because there's a chance that your sim may have moved to or lived in multiple towns. So because of that, I gave y'all the space to add more than one world. So if you only have been in one world, all you have to do is select one world. So the world that they are currently in, that we took the picture in, is not up here. Do I remember the name of that world? I can find it out through the park. So let's go over here to the park, and it is called Saffron Bay because of Saffron Central. So now I remember, right? So now I'm gonna go back into the Notion template. There we go. So now we have Anastasia Burnham. We have her age. We're gonna put young adult. I believe she's a young adult. Let me check. I'm pretty sure she's a young adult, right? Then we got to go into our trades. We're going to get into that in a second. I didn't do everything like in terms of favorite color. Well, I did do the favorite color. I didn't do like the favorite music, favorite food. If y'all want to add that, or y'all want me to add that, just let me know. But for now, she doesn't have a career, so we're going to put none. Then for her favorite color, this is where we would put the favorite color. Like we said in the legacy line, her favorite color is pink. And then we skipped over the zodiac. She is a Taurus. Okay, so we're gonna change from Aries to Taurus. I did do the drop down here. The reds are the fire signs, the green is the earth, the blue is the air, and the purple is the water. Purple is like amethyst, intuition. That's why I chose the purple for the water. She's gonna be single in this template here. And then her lifetime wish, what is it? Jack of all trades? That's right. So we going back in between the game and the templates. I gotta get all her somology together. There we go. So the somology here is done. Now we need to go in here and pick out her traits. So for some of these, I do remember her being neat, ambitious, and a diva. She's also a dog person. And then what else did she have? That makes sense. If you've seen the B-roll, then you understand if I put it in there. But yeah, so she is neat, ambitious, a diva, dog person, and flirty. I'm changed the traits from like typing it into multi-select because you're gonna have multiple sims in here, and you're probably gonna have sims who might carry over traits from another sim. So instead of typing in the same thing, all you got to do is go in the drop down. If they have the same trait, you can put natural cook on multiple sims versus typing natural cook on multiple sims, if that makes more sense than what I was trying to say before. So the multi-select is slightly better when it comes to traits, and that's why I set it up here. Now for her biography, this is just where you would put like different things about that sim. I'ma see if, because I'm gonna try to make this faster, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go into the biography and paste it here. And then this is what we got. So Anastasia Burnham is the kind of sim who walks into a room and shifts the whole atmosphere with her softness, charm, and quiet magnetism. Raised around art, music, and self-expression, she grew into someone who blends beauty with ambition, delicate in appearance but fiercely driven underneath. She's known for her signature pastel pink look, soft voice, and the kind of emotional warmth that draws people into her world without trying. So in the navigation, this is where you would link pages together, and where you would add like a parent's profile. You can link their page in the navigation. You can link siblings, spouses, households, and grab the resources. Now we need to go into the gallery database. I already have this set up, but what we can do is just add the other file in here that we just saved. And then I'm gonna just drag it up to update. And then let's view the site. And now look at that. Now it has both options here, and you could switch out whichever one you want to show up. So you don't have to delete it out if you don't want to. You could just drag up the one that you love the most, or drag up the pink one that we just made. And so once you have added all of your sims that you want into your database, that is when you can share it up here and publish it. When you publish, don't make it a template. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Make sure that you turn the template setting off. So this, let me just make sure I show y'all real quick. And then where it says duplicate as template, you want to turn that off. And then you can go up here and view the site, and then it's going to show off your database with your sim here. Now, if you don't like the fact, if you need to add a little extra measure, hold on, I'm clicking the wrong stuff. There's this part where it says add cover. You can go ahead and put a cover here. We're just going to upload the same file, and then we can reposition it. We'll probably like let it cover her eyes, right? I already have this set up. But what we can do is just add the other file in here that we just saved. And then I'm going to just drag it up to update. And then let's view the site. And now look at that. Now it has both options here. And you could switch out whichever one you want to show up. So you don't have to delete it out if you don't want to. You could just drag up the one that you love the most, or drag up the pink one that we just made. The reason we do that is just if y'all don't like seeing that space there, you can add a cover. Whatever cover you like. When you add a portrait, it's going to automatically fill this space, because I did set it up to where when you go to the layout gallery, the card preview is going to show the portrait here. Always remember, you know, no matter what you put on the cover, it is always going to show what you put in the portrait section. So now that I've showed y'all how to put your sim into the database and then how to publish it, now what I will say is, if you want to change like the cover where it says family gallery, do that. You can change the title of the family gallery database. Of course, I might even say y'all can change this little description area, because I do want, when you go public, to kind of describe your family and all of that. You don't want it to say family gallery database. You're going to want it to say whatever title you have for your legacy or your family, to kind of make it more your personality, your personalization. And plus, this is a free template, so I did basically everything for you. I gave you a layout. Now it's your turn to do whatever you want with it. So I really hope y'all have fun. If you want to share your legacy screenshots or your version of this template, my Discord is open. The link's below. And if this video helped, grab the free template and subscribe for more Sims 3 tools and content. I'll see you in the next one. Stay breezy.